Alright folks, gather round because we're diving headfirst into the wild world of TikTok and why America might just give it the boot. Now, for those of you living under a rock, and no judgment, those rocks are cozy, TikTok is that app where the youth of today are doing all sorts of dance crazes, lip-syncing, and generally making us feel ancient. It's wildly popular, especially with the youngsters. We're talking millions upon millions of users in America alone. But here's the kicker. Uncle Sam's eyeing a potential ban. Yep, you heard that right. Banned in the USA. Now you might be thinking, hold your horses, John. Why on earth would they ban an app where teenagers dance to catchy tunes? Well, my friend, it's not as simple as that. See, TikTok's parent company ByteDance hails from China, and that's got some folks in Washington sweating bullets. They're worried about the Chinese government getting its hands on all that sweet user data. We're talking personal info, browsing habits, you name it. Think about it. You're scrolling through TikTok, laughing at a cat video, because let's be honest, who isn't? And bam! The Chinese government might be watching. Okay, maybe not watching you specifically, but you get the idea. It's all about data security, folks, and the potential for misuse. And when it comes to national security, well, Uncle Sam doesn't mess around. Now let's break it down, shall we? This whole TikTok ban thing is like a big plate of political stew, with a side of teenage angst and a sprinkle of national security for good measure. First up, we've got the whole China angle. See, the US government's a bit wary of China, to say the least. They're locked in this geopolitical tug-of-war vying for global dominance and whatnot. And in this day and age, data is power, my friends. So when you've got an app as massive as TikTok, owned by a Chinese company, hoovering up data on millions of Americans, well, it's gonna raise some eyebrows in Washington. They're worried that the Chinese government could use this data for, shall we say, less than noble purposes. Think spying, spreading propaganda, or even influencing elections. Yeah, it's some real Black Mirror stuff. But that's not all, folks. There's also the issue of censorship. China's got a bit of a reputation for, shall we say, controlling the narrative. And some people are worried that TikTok might be censoring content that doesn't jive with the Chinese government's views. This could be anything from political dissent to, well, videos of Winnie the Pooh, because apparently that's a thing over there. Now, here's where things get interesting. While the government's busy fretting about data and censorship, the American public is a bit more divided on this whole TikTok ban thing. According to the latest polls, support for a ban has actually gone down. Yeah, you heard that right. It seems like folks are starting to cool on the idea of Uncle Sam playing app police. Part of this might be because, well, people just really like TikTok. It's become this cultural phenomenon, a way for folks to connect, share their creativity, and escape from the dumpster fire that is reality for a few precious minutes each day. Banning it would be like taking away your favorite fuzzy slippers. Sure, it might be for your own good, but it's still gonna sting. There's also the whole free speech angle. America's got a bit of a thing for free speech, you see. It's kind of enshrined in their constitution and whatnot. And some people argue that banning TikTok would be a violation of this fundamental right. After all, TikTok is more than just an app. It's a platform for expression, a place where people can share their thoughts and ideas with the world. Or, you know, just post videos of their cats doing funny things. So, what's the verdict? Is TikTok destined for the digital graveyard, banned in the land of the free and the home of the brave? Well, it's hard to say for sure. Right now, it's a bit of a waiting game. The government's still mulling over its options, weighing the potential risks against the potential backlash. On the one hand, they've got some legitimate concerns about data security and censorship, but on the other hand, they've got to tread carefully. Banning TikTok would be a bold move, one that could have major implications for free speech, the tech industry, and even US-China relations. So, for now, TikTok lives to dance another day. But its future in America remains uncertain, caught in the crosshairs of a geopolitical battle, a debate over free speech, and a whole lot of teenage angst. Stay tuned, folks, because this story's far from over.